Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Collector Chatter podcast. This is episode 16. I am Miguel, and I'm here with my co-host Charlie. As always, we want to give you a list of our top 10 favorite sodas that dropped in 2021. So we're each going to give you one of those. So we'll rip through some of the top 10 sodas. This one was hard for me because this one, I have so many sodas, and what I like changes. When we talked about this before, we didn't want to differentiate, a common and a chase and whatever. It was just more figure itself, the actual, just the soda itself, whether you combine the chase and the common to make it even better, then that's cool. But it wasn't like for one reason or the other. So we'll start off. You can start off if you want to go first. So
yeah, so my number 10 is Cusco from Emperor's New Groove, which was the box launch exclusive. I love that movie. It's a cult classic. Funko has really, embraced the fandom of that movie, and they do make a lot of products, which is really cool. But besides, Funko, there isn't much Emperor New Groove like swag or merchandise out there. So I just really like this one. I also like that they started doing, some retail exclusives. So as I said, this is a box launch one, which I think we're going to get more and more of in the coming year.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's actually a good thing that hopefully we do start getting more store exclusive sodas. So my number 10 is Bazooka Joe. So obviously growing up, I mean, Bazooka Joe and bubblegum was a pretty big, thing that I remember of. And I just love that soda. It looks cool. I love the combination of the two, the regular one and the chase having him blow in the bubble. So I love that one. Just kind of why I put that at number 10. But so that was a cool one. That's my number 10.
My number 9 is Batman Beyond. I just think it's a really cool mold. I like that they made one from that show. I love the animated show growing up, and I think that we're going to be getting live action story along with that character soon. And it just was, really cool. And I really like some of the Batman characters they made within the Funko Soda world. Yeah. And it's a really cool mold. And the chase, I liked the glow in dark, but it wasn't just glow in the dark. It kind of had like the red accents on it. It's a super cool one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. My number 9 was Sully. So Sully, obviously, this was, I believe, the first Monsters Inc. soda.
Yes.
I'm gonna double check, but yeah, it was the first Monsters Inc. soda. The chase was a flocked version. I love when they do flocked sodas, which obviously makes sense for him. Sully, it was a big figure. You weren't getting cheap something small. He was a big looking one. It's an awesome character. I love that character and love that movie. So that's why that was number 9 on my list. But really cool soda overall.
So my number 8 is actually Godzilla. I just loved the mold of that one. It's also kind of like the Sully one. It's a pretty hefty one. And the chase is awesome. The common one's awesome. It's, in my opinion, it's one of those ones like you'd be happy with either of them. They're both just so cool. And I love that they're making a King Kong one that's coming out soon. Yes. But I love the Godzilla one.
Yeah, very excited for that one. The Godzilla pop almost made it into my top 10, actually, the 10-inch. I love that.
That's awesome.
My number 8 is the Steamboat. Well, Steamboat Mickey is what the soda's called, but Steamboat Willie soda, of course. I'm sure it's gonna make your list for sure. Yeah. But yeah, it's in my personal opinion, it was cool because it's the first Mickey one. We obviously now have a couple other variations of Mickey that are coming out, but that was like the first one. It's cool. It's black and white. It chases him whistling, so nothing too crazy, but you get why it makes sense, for the character. But yeah, that's why I had that one as my number 8.
My number 7 is Iron Man. I actually, was funny when I was making this list, I was shocked to see that only just came out in 2021. I thought it was, as someone who didn't start collecting sodas immediately. So when I saw
most of the Marvel,
I think I'm like, dude, I got to put this on the list. This is the first chase I ever pulled. So I have the common in the chase of that. And I love that, you see, Tony Stark's face in the chase and then just the Iron Man suit, they complement each other really well. So I just love that soda.
Yeah, that's a cool one. My number 7, another Marvel, is Scarlet Witch. And I loved her, I just like her, like what she looks like, her whole dress and everything. Of course, it's from the shows like WandaVision. But yeah, she just like looks super cool. The chase of that, I believe, is like a glow in the dark. I only have the comment of that one, but I think that was probably one of the best looking and was one of the hardest Marvel sodas to get for a little while of the main Marvel line that came out. So that's why that's
actually the only 7. One I do not have in the main Marvel line.
You need it.
So my number 6 is a Marvel one. It's actually Rocket Raccoon. I
Nice.
love the way it looks. It was interesting when I got it how tiny it was, but I like the chase. It's flocked, and for me, it's more. This is just a personal choice of I love the character, and I was really excited to see him in soda form.
Yeah, it is cool. He's super tiny. My number 6 was Baxter Stockman. So this is from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Ninja Turtle line is awesome. Obviously, they have different villains and stuff, but I thought this one was really cool. I just love the mold. I like how he has his wings are like translucent. The chase is super sick. It's a globe, but it's a completely different color looking. So I just like what they did with that. I think there was a lot of detail put into that actual figure, and that's number 6 on my list.
My number 5 is Sully. So a little higher up on my list. Monsters Inc. is just such an amazing movie. I'm really hoping that that's going to continue on in the soda line with different characters. I'm assuming it will. And I really loved like the heft of this character. Like it's just funny going from
Yeah.
this to the Rocket one. The Rocket one is so puny, and like this one barely fits in the can. And the flocked version, which I don't have, but it's just so cool. It's like perfect for that character.
Yeah. My number 5 is actually one you said before, so it's a little higher on my list, is the Batman Beyond. So obviously being a big Batman fan, the OG Batman sodas that came out were kind of funny looking. So I like that this one was a lot more like Batman. Like you knew he was in his all black, and you just knew it was Batman when you saw it right away. Like you said before, Chase is cool. He's got red on him, and it's a cool other in another comic line besides
Yeah.
just your standard regular Batman. So that was another reason why I liked it, and that made it onto number 5 on my list.
So my number 4 is Winnie the Pooh, which is the Hot Topic exclusive. I love the mold of this. It looks so I to me it's one of the best looking sodas, and once again another flocked. I like how they're making, the iconic animal characters into the flocked versions. I mean, it
Mhm.
makes total sense. And yeah, for me it's more just I just really like the way the soda looks.
Yeah, that is a really cool one. Number 4 of mine is Corpse Bride. I just love the detail on this soda. I did a list a while back, like specifically talking about like top 10 commons and chases, and this actually made it number 1 on my list at that time. So that's why I said this list can change. But right now, overall, for what dropped, it's definitely going to be number 4 on my list. I just like the detail of it. I think it's such a cool looking soda. But yeah, I made number 4 on mine. The chase, I think, is like a glow in the dark.
So my number 3 is Spider-Man from No Way Home. It's one that I, have been waiting for them to make that character for Marvel and soda form with so many that they have made. And I've said this time and time again. I just love the chase. It wasn't like a cop out, even though it was easy for them just to paint a different color. It at least made sense, the different suits that Spider-Man has. And I kind of really hope that they kind of run with this for a bunch of the superhero sodas going forward, that it's not just a glow in the dark or a metallic or something like that. It's like they really change up the costume, because we all know they've, even in the MCU, there's been tons of different costumes that all these characters have worn. So why not utilize that?
Yeah, I agree. That Spider-Man probably would have made my list if his pose was a little different. I think that's the only thing that I have as a knock on it. Otherwise, it would probably have been really high.
That's fair.
Number 3 on my list was Edward Scissorhands. Obviously, I love that movie. I love Johnny Depp. I think they did an amazing job with like the mold, and he's got scars in his face, and his hair is all crazy. His suit has a bunch of detail to it. It chases him with the white shirt and the suspenders and all that. So like the details they put into both the figures are awesome. I think it's a super cool can and everything in the movie. It's one of my favorites, so it's definitely one that I enjoyed a lot. So that made it as number 3 on my list as probably one of my favorites for sure.
So my number 2 is a totally random one, which I feel like some people may be like, what? It's Professor Owl. It is a very, very obscure Disney character. He's been in shorts. He was in the Disney sing along. He was like the host of that, which is really popular. I love those as a kid. To me, this is the epitome of what I think the soda line is all about. And they have a lot of mainstream characters at this point, but they've really taken some risks by having totally random people within the soda line. So that's just why I love this one. I think the details are really cool, and they don't even make a Funko Pop of him. So it's
Uh,
kind of it's like a one of a kind type thing. So I love it.
nice. Yeah, that's actually one of the ones I have. Common and Chase. This is a really cool one. So number two on my list. So this was one you said a while back, actually, on your list, and I have them very high on my list. But is the Godzilla.
Okay.
I just love that mold. I mean, that thing is so sick. And like you said, the Comet and the Chase both are so detailed. It's super cool and such a small figure. The glow on the Chase is awesome. It's in like the blue, like that Heat blue. Like I said before, it almost made my 10-inch pop almost made the list because of how detailed it was. Very excited for the Kong version that's going to come out soon. But yeah, that's number two on my list. Like I said, these top, let's say like five, I can fluctuate at any point in time. But yeah, right now that's number two as to the list of sodas for 2021.
So my number one is Steamboat Willie, aka they call it Steamboat Mickey. No surprise to probably some people, but I just, first Mickey soda. I love that, they started it out with the first appearance by Mickey. It's just, I love the mold. I love that they kept it obviously black and white, and thought the chase was really cool of him whistling and the other one just being in a normal pose. I don't know why it's not called Steamboat Willie. I wonder if that's like licensing or a contract. It's just super weird, or they thought average person wouldn't know it was Mickey, which is insane to me. Like I would love to know why that's not called Steamboat Willie, the soda can. But regardless, it's my favorite soda of the year.
Nice. Yeah, it is a weird thing that I don't think anyone really knows the answer to why they changed the name. But my number one, so my number one most favorite soda of the year was the Blacklight Cheshire Cat. And I just, like I said it before, with the Blacklight Rabbit Pop, I think the animal Blacklight just lends awesome. I have both the Common and the Chase, so they just have two different color variants, but they're both Blacklight. It was the initial wave of the first time that they dropped the black can as a Blacklight soda, regardless if you got the Common or the Chase. So super cool character, and I just like the way it looks. But that's my favorite, especially because of the first Blacklight and that kind of thing, as the best soda on my list from 2021. So let us know as well if you guys are soda collectors, some of your favorites. I'm sure we missed a bunch because there was so
There's
much
so
that
many.
dropped. There was a bunch of sodas that I'm still like, oh man, I could have put that on the list, but the list will change from here to there. But